Welcome back to the Frugal Gardener's Garden. This is my endless summer series, and I just pulled back my frost cloth to see what I have still going. We have onions. They aren't huge, but there's still a couple of peppers left. As a matter of fact, there's quite a few peppers left, and hopefully this frost cloth will continue to help me out. It is the middle of October, believe it or not, and there's still activity in the garden. We're in the middle of transition. Before I go any further, I'm going to remind you to please hit like and please subscribe if you haven't, and talk to your friends. In the first installment of Endless Summer, I still haven't harvested my ginger. I have 2 pots there, and as I mentioned, there's the onions and carrots. I mean, it's not going to be a huge harvest. They're in small pots. Those are the only pots I had available at the time. But the thing that we talked about in the first episode of the series was my versatile garden. This started out as a raised garden, and my neighbors and friends, Betty and Mike, they built this greenhouse for me. I took everything off in the summer except for the frame. I used it as a trellis, and if you're familiar with my series, you know I got quite a bit of food out of there this summer. So here's the situation right now. I am in the process of still growing peppers. These are habaneros. I've had them covered, but it's taken longer than I expected. So what I'm going to do, by the way, these are graffiti eggplants. I'm going to take these peppers out and replant them in pots so that I can bring them into the garage, and once I harvest the peppers, I'll be able to winterize these plants, basically cut them back, give them fertilizer, and I should be able to regrow peppers next summer. I did this with bell peppers, and I was able to keep the plant for 3 years. I talked to a guy once who told me that he was able to keep his for 8. So I'm looking forward to saving these. This is basically going to go on the compost. So what I'm in the process of doing right now is taking out what I can save from here, what I can salvage and continue to grow, and then turn this raised garden over. I'm going to add some nutrients to it, and I'm going to plant the leafy greens that do better in the fall and winter. I've already started mustard greens. I started spinach, collard greens, broccoli, and a few others. So half of that, well, probably about three quarters of that will go into this raised garden, which again is going to be converted back into my greenhouse. And I have room up here to add a few pots. Kind of made this a couple of weeks ago. This is going to go in the front to block the cold air from coming from out of the ground. And I also have a few other tricks that I'm going to show you guys later. So I'm going to get started on this, and the next time you see this area, it will be prepped and ready to go for my endless summer garden. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your busy day. And once again, please subscribe and stay with me throughout the winter. See how things turn out. This is the Frugal Gardener. And once again, I'd like to say happy gardening.